people.
They still perked?
Sure.
Today's Lamed. It'll go quick. It's not difficult. Just want to review it. Chav Tes was yesterday's blind. Okay. Chav Chesed and Beis. Okay. Ish Madiris Beno Benozir. A father could accept Nazirus on behalf of his son. Isha Madiris is Beno, but a woman cannot be Nazir. Ketzad. Let's say the father said his son should be a Nazir. Gileach o shigilchu akrovav. Let's say the son went as a minor. He goes and cuts off his own hair, or the family cuts off the hair. Micha o shemichu krovav. Let's say even verbally, he didn't do any action. He says, I'm not interested, or the family says it's the wrong thing. Then it's not valid. What about hoyselo behemo mufreshes? Let's say the father already set aside karbanos for the son. The korbanos for the Nazirus, achatos tomus, the chatos again like we had, the animal that was sent for chatos, that animal dies. Ola tikra bolo, ushlamim yikru ushlamim v'necheles b'yom echot. Ve'netun lechem. What about hoyelot most stumin? Let's say he had money which didn't identify. It's just for general. Yibul in a dova, like regular halacha we had until now. Goes to nidvas hamizbeach. Most Mefuroshim. What about if he had money that was designated specifically? The money that was designated to purchase the chatos is destroyed, goes to the Yamamelach. Lo nenev lo molin. You're not permitted to benefit, but you're not moil because it has no value. The may ola, yaviu ola, molin behen. Of course, an ola you're not permitted to benefit from. So if you do benefit from money, you moil. The may shlomim, yaviu shlomim v'necholim, the yom of echod. Again, you purchase the shlomim. But again, they're only eating normally shlom is 2 days and a night. But because this is for the Nazir, but there's no lechem. Isha v'lo isha. The Mishnah says that a father could make a son who's a minor into a Nazir, but a mother cannot, correct? Isha v'lo isha. My time. Rabbi Yochanan halochi b'Nazir. Halachim Shemisinai. Halachim Shemisinai is only a father could what? Could make his son into a Nazir, not a mother, until he's a minor. Rabbi Yosef Chanina Omer Rish Lakish among Chavtes. Rabbi Yosef Chanina says name Rish Lakish K'nei L'chanchu b'mitzvos. Here, that the reason why only a father, because the father, it's purely rabbinical. It's rabbinical. It's for chinuch to be mechanechem b'mitzvos. So what about the mother? The mother also should be able to make it for chinuch. Ksovar, the Tana holds ish chayiv l'chaneches b'no b'mitzvos and ish chayiv l'chaneches b'no b'mitzvos. A father has an obligation to be mechanech his children, his son. A mother does not have an obligation to be mechanech the child, the son. The Rebbe Yochanan halochi ibn Nazir. If you say it's halachim Shemisinai, it's on a Torah level. Abdalochi b'no ein bitolo. So therefore we differentiate between the son and daughter. El rish lokish afi bito. Right? What about the daughter? So b'no chayv l'chantcho. Bito ein chayv l'chantcho. Rish lokish is of the opinion that a mother does not have an obligation to be mechanech a daughter. Yeah? So we have 2 things. A mother doesn't have to be mechanech a son, and also a father doesn't have an obligation to be mechanech his daughter. According to Rabbi Yochanan, he says, Therefore, what does the Mishnah speak about? Nazir, not Nedorim. Elo Ishlokish have Nedorim Nami, but according to Ishlokish, what about Nedorim? Let's say the father goes and he's magdish a korban on behalf of the son, or he says the son has an obligation to bring a korban. Gemara says Lomi boy kamar. The answer is it's understood. Lomi boy midorim, the less being evil. Vainadorim, where the child is not being denied anything. Evil means he's being denied. There's inui, there's affliction. It's understood. Elafil ben nazirus dislain evil. Nazirus, where the child's being denied, he's not permitted to drink wine. Even that the father could do. Even in an area where there's an evil, where there's a certain degree of pain, there's affliction, the father has an obligation to be mechanech the son. Bishlam Reb Yochanan halachi ben nozayin v'tonim micha oshemichu krofov. If you say halacha mishpshina, that's the halacha mishpshina. If nobody opposes it, he's a nazir. But if the child or the relatives oppose it, the nazir is not. Ella Reb Yochsi, Reb Chanina, Amrei Shloks, Reb Yochanan said in Reb Yochanan that what the whole issue is an issue of chinuch. The father wants to mechanech his child. So why do the relatives have what to say about it? Kol kaminu krovim dabredle lo sigmereg mitzvahs. Are they in the business say you shouldn't be mechanech mitzvahs? How could they interfere? On that tomorrow's ksava kol chinuch lo choshev lo nichalei. Because we say that the chinuch, which is not appropriate, which the family opposes, he never intended to. Okay? Bishlam Rabbi Yochanan halochi benozeh mishum hochi megaleach v'ovid hakov. Now the halach is normally a nozeh has to cut off his sideburns. So this is the oraisa. Your child, you're not permitted to cut off his sideburns. So if you say tzalach should be seen, you see the child's a nozeh on a Torah level, that therefore he could be mishum hochi megaleach v'ovid hakov. Therefore he's permitted to cut off his sideburns. Elder Rabbi Yosef B'Chanina, Mishlakiril Chantcho B'Mitzvah, Shalkobit HaKofa. He's cutting what permits it. He's doing this in the Oraisa by cutting off the sideburns of the child, right? He's rounding off the sides of his head. So HaKofa's Kol Rosh Midrabanan. That you're not permitted to cut off. When you cut off all the hair, that's only Drabanan. I mean, if you cut off the sideburns by themselves, you leave the hair, that's the Issa D'Oraisa. But if you shave off all the hair off the head, that is HaKofa is only Drabanan. V'chinuch Midrabanan, right? Midrabanan. And the chinuch drabanan to make the child to nozeh that supersedes that hakofetz like esed ochalosa say that supersedes the is drabanan of hakofetz kolarosh. Bishlam Rabbi Yochanan Yom Halochi ben Nozir according to Rabbi Yochanan it's halocha ahochi megalech ma'isi korban. Therefore you can bring a korban because on the Torah level korban has to be brought. Elder Rabbi Yosef Chanina, Amri Shlokish, K'ilchat Mitzvah, K'maysuchum Azora. The animals is not. How do you bring a korban? The others, let's say the chatos. Chatos. K'sav Chum Bazor Lav Doraisa. He's of the opinion Chum the Bazor is only Drabanan. That you're not allowed to bring a korban in the Azora, that's Drabanan. Bishlam Rabbi Yochanan Halochi ben Nozeh Ahochi Kim Mitmi Ma'isi Korban Tzipor. What do you bring? If he comes Tomei, you have to bring birds. Now a bird, what is it? It needs malika. Ba'ochil kohen, malika. Malika is normally nevela. Malika is nevela, except the Torah allows malika, even though it's nevela for the kohen. But that's only because on the Torah level he has to bring the bird. Elo l'Rabbi Yosef Hanino Amrei Shlokish Halkochel nevela. What permits the kohen to eat the nevela? He's eating nevela. It's not permitted. Rabbi Yosef Yehuda dein shchita lof min haTorah follows the decision of Rabbi Yosef Yehuda that on the Torah level you don't have to slaughter an animal, a bird. All you have to do is just puncture its simonim. You either you cut the esophagus or the trachea, and that's enough. But it's not shchita. V'chulun bazor lav doraisa. So both. Shchita's oath is not on the Torah level, and chulun bazor, so therefore it's no problem. He comes tamei. The kohen can eat the bird because it's not in the velo, and you can bring it and do it in the azora because it's not chulin. V'savar Rabbi Yosef Chanino, you mean to say, V'atanya Rabbi Yosef Yehuda Omer Minayin lechatus of shibov ala sofik. Now it's interesting. How do you know that you can bring a chatus of ala sofik? And also she'in necheles Talmud Loma v'azov zovo l'zochel nekemo. Now you have a case, a person's a zov. A zocha brings an animal, and the keva, we're speaking about which is yoledes, she brings a bird. So we find there's a hekesh hazov zovel zocher ule nekeva. Makash nekeva the zocher. We associate the nekeva to the zocher. Ma zocher maybe korban alavadai. Just as a zocher brings a korban when he's definite. After Kevin via Korban Alavadi, Mazoch maybe ala Sofek, which we're talking like Oshim Tolui. After Kevin maybe ala Sofek, it's Oshim Tolui. You eat a piece of meat and fat, it's a kosher fat, not kosher fat, you bring Oshim Tolui. Mazoch maybe Mimin Shum maybe Alavadi. Maybe ala Sofek, after Kevin she maybe Alavadi, maybe ala Sofek. She brings when she's a Yoleda, she brings birds. So maybe when she's Soviet, let's say it's a question whether she gave birth, whether it was a viable child or not. Just as a zocher, when you bring an osham tolui, you eat it. After the cave via korban v'nechal, so maybe the woman when she brings the korban, the bird, even the sofek, maybe it's eaten amrit. We say lo. The reason by is zocher, it's only a question of chulun ba'zora. Toma bin the cave shnei yisurim, the two yisurim. What's the yisurim? My shnei yisurim, lav yisun nevelo, chulun ba'zora. So you see clearly over here that what? That there isn't this nevelo. What are you telling me? That we hold that shchita sof is not minat Torah, that at Torah level you're permitted as long as you cut the trachea or the koneh or the esophagus, the halach is you're permitted to eat it. Here it says clearly the reason why you're not permitted to eat the bird because this is the velo. So you see clearly, not like you're saying. Tosa explains, no, that it says this is on a Torah level, you're permitted to eat the bird. You're permitted to eat the bird. But over here it's Drabonon, that you, by the suffix Yoledis, where she brings the bird, and it's a suffix, the reason why you can't eat it, it's purely Drabonon. On a Torah level, you're permitted to eat it. Even though it says one Yisur, two Yisurim, we're not talking about an Yisur Nevela on the Torah level. It's purely Yisur Nevela, only on a rabbinic level, because Shchitas Of Min Torah is only Drabonon. On a Torah level, you don't have to slaughter a bird, do Shchita on a bird. Lema Ketanoi seems to be this question, the Machlokes, Rabbi Yochanan Ish Lakish, is a Machlokes Tanoim whether it's Halachim Sinai or it's a mitzvah of Chinuch. That a father makes his child into a Nazir, is it Halachim Sinai? He's a Nazir at Torah level, or purely it's rabbinic to be mechanech the child, to begin conditioning him to keep mitzvahs. Lema Ketanoi Ad Mosei Madir is below Nazir. Until what age could a father make his child into a Nazir? Rebbe says until he becomes an adult. Yeah? Until he becomes an adult. Until he reaches the late age of 12. I mean, even before adulthood. Yeah? Even before he becomes an adult. That's when the father can no longer make him into a Nazir. Because a child between the age of 12 and 13, although he's a minor, regarding the Dorim, if he knows what he's saying, he'd do it himself. My love, so what's the argument? Tanoihi. The Rebbe saw v'halochi ben Nazir. Rebbe says halochim she's a Nazir until what? Until he's bar mitzvah. As long as the child's a minor, the father makes the child into a Nazir. Avagav digias lonis nedorim. Even though the child himself is able to make his own neder, nevertheless, halochim shmisina is that the father can make him to a Nazir until he's an adult. Madule v'ozla adamaisi shtei Cyrus. Shtei Cyrus is adulthood, it's puberty. Rabbi Yosef Yudo Diomachi Gil on his Nedorim Sava Kedei L'Chadcho b'mitzvahs. So Kevin the Nofim Mushu say since he's left his domain regarding Nedorim, Sulo Mechayiv, so he doesn't have to keep what the father wants. Amri Lois. The says no proof, has nothing to do with that. Machlokes Rebbe and Rabbi Yosef is a different machlok. Tkuli Ama Halochi. Everybody agrees it's Halochim Mishmi Sinai that the father could make the child into a Nazir. So what's the machlokes? Whether it's until Shtei Cyrus, which is 13, and the other one says till age 12. That's when if a child is mufla, he's aware of what he's doing. The whole idea of mufla samach that a child has to keep his nedorim when he's what? When he's between the age of 12, if he knows what he's going to doing, that's only drabonon. And since the father to be mother his son is doraisa, that supersedes it. Rabbi Yosef Yehuda Sova Mufla Somach Lish doraisa. Mina doraisa is independent, he can make his neder. So therefore, that's the machlokas. Everybody agrees halochi. Everybody agrees. Another way. Even Rebbe agrees. Everybody agrees that a child at the age of 12, they can make a net as drabonon. Rabbi Sovos chinuch drabonon, v'dochli mufet samach lish drabonon. One supersedes the other. Rabbi Yosef Yehuda Soma, achi gelonis ndorim, ksova lo osi chinuch drabonon, v'dochli mufet samach lish. Okay? Lema hadik tanoi kanik tanoi. Seems to be these tanoim. We have find other tanoim which are similar. The Tanya. Listen to the story. Maaseh b'Reb Chanina. An incident of Reb Chanina when he was a child. Shidira Oviv ben Nozir. His father made him into a Nozir when he was a child. And they brought the child, they brought Chanina, Reb Chanina, before Reb Gamliel was the Nosi. Where Reb Gamliel Boltko laid him, Hevi Shtei Cyrus. Hear this? Reb Gamliel was checking to see if he was an adult. So what would that indicated? Whether it took effect what the father did. Im lo Hevi, right? Im Hevi Shtei Cyrus, lo Hevi. If he brought two, that would mean Reb Gamliel holds like who? Like Rebbe. We just said Rebbe. Rebbe holds until when could the father make the child to a Nazir? Until he reaches puberty. So Reb Gamliel, his father made him into a Nazir. So Reb Gamliel was checking to see if he was an adult already. If he's an adult, then it's nothing. If he's not adult, then what? Then it is something. Reb Yossi Omer Leidem Higia Lonas Dorim. Reb Yossi says, no, you know what? Why checked him? To see how old he was. Was he 12 or not, or less than 12? Imla Omelo Rebbe. So what's his name? So Reb Chanina, as a child, says to Reb Gamliel, Al titztar levot kenik. It's not necessary to check me. It's not necessary. You don't have to bother yourself. Im kotnani, if I'm a minor, bishvil abo, then I'll be a Nazir because my father made me do Nazir. Im godlani, and if I'm an adult, yeah, bishvil atzmi, I accept and use myself. Either way. So there's no reason to check. You don't have to check. It's like not becoming of you. He's the Nasi. You should check and see if he has Shtei Cyrus. If I'm a minor, let my father's Naziris be the Nazir. And if I'm an adult, I'll be a Nazir on Torah. I'll be a Nazir independent. What happened? Omer Reb Gamliel, when he heard Reb Chanina say this, he was a child. He said, Omer Reb Gamliel, when Noshkal Rosha, Reb Gamliel stood up and he kissed him on his head. Kissed Reb Chanina on his head. Omer Muftachani Bozeh Shemoir Haloch B'Yisrael. I'm assured that he's going to grow up to be a Posek Gador. After a short period of time, even as a young teenager, he already became a Posek. Based on Reb Gamliel, his evaluation. Okay? Reb Gamliel was checking to see if he reached puberty, right? So, the Gemara says, and we had an argument before Rebbe and Reb Yosef Yehuda. Is it Shtei Cyrus or is it what? Or is it Ones HaNedorim? Before. Gemara says, Bishlomar the Reb Yossi, what's the Bachi? Bishlomar the Reb Yossi, the Omer Achi Agia, Lones Nedorim, Hainu de Komar im Kotnani, Eye Bishvalabo. If I'm a minor, yeah, days. V'im godlani eye b'shvil atzmik. Ela Rebbe diamachik shei shtei Cyrus. Ela Rebbe diamachik shtei Cyrus. Godlani eye b'shvil atzmik. Hab reshusi davur koim. Don't diam hab b'shvil abo eye b'shvil atzmik. 1 second. Yeah. He says, if you say it's what, it's dependent on Onas HaNedorim, okay. But if you think say it's dependent on what? On Shtei Cyrus, like Rebbe, if you have Shtei Cyrus from Godlan, Yeh, B'Shvil Atzmi, or B'Shusi Davur Koim. Because all that to Godlan, you see Godlan in your Nidra, or the Nodru Neder, Hainu Shigel, Onas HaNedorim, Achiav Shtei Cyrus, Motzi Madelei, Tanakam Omer Leidim Hevi Shtei Cyrus. Elo di Omar Aho Bishvil Abo. Aho Bishvil Atzmi. Yaisi Shtei Cyrus me Korah Kom B'Niziris Delay. L'Bsov Kom B'Ziris Ta'avor. Yaisi B'Mitzi. Mai. What's he? Osi B'Mitzi. Iba Hishaita Di Diru Oviv Yaisi B'Stars Alo. Minecho Kevon The Omar Aho Bishvil Abo, Aho Bishvil Atzmi, Emenu Nitfas Bishvil Aviv, Efsher the Koim Bishtei Mesrei, Vigilon Norma Dain, Lohe Bishtei Cyrus, Cholol of Nizira Shalo, Shaloviv Ketzad, Ato Pochro, Ziris Achas, Ho Mesa Michaev Lamekam Zir Shalo. He's asking a good question. He's trying to check him. Let's say he reached 12 years old. Let's say his father made him a neder, and then he says, I'll be a nazir. So if that's the case, he has to keep 2 naziros. How could we let him off with 1 naziros? He should have to have 2 naziros. That's the first question. The father's is not effective. What are you going to say? She says, Rebbe, Yosef Dilev, Yosef Davu. According to Rebbe, he has to keep 2 naziros. He has to keep 1 naziros for his father and 1 naziros for himself. Okay, let's see the Mishnah further. The boy, he's Megaleach al Naziris Aviv. The son. We'll see what it's speaking about. Let's say the father was a Nazir and the son was a Nazir. Could the son use the money of the father? Let's say the father dies. You hear? What's going on, Ephraim? Father says he's not the son, he's a Nazir. And now the father dies. Could the son use the money of the father to purchase his karbanos? We say a son can, a daughter cannot. The Mishnah's going to explain. Ish megalech al naziros ovi, v'ene ish megalechas al naziros ovio. Ketzad. Misho yoviv nazir. V'yifrish mos. And he set aside stumim al nazirusa. He set aside money. He didn't identify which money is what. Umes. V'oma hareini nazir al nasha galech al mos abo. And he says, excuse me. He said, I'll be a Nazir if I can use the money of my father. He cannot. Because since the father died, the money already goes to Linadova. Okay? They was Nazir at the same time. In the father's lifetime. The Hifrish of Mo, Stumin, the Zirusa when he died, Umes. You have the case. Meaning like this. A father set aside money when he's alive, that money should be used for his Nazirus. And then he dies. The father dies, and after he dies, the son says, if I could use that money, I'll be a Nazir. So Allah is he can't use that money, so that means he's not a Nazir. What about his father's lifetime? His father's life, the father said he should be a Nazir, and the son accepted Nazirus. He's an adult. Now the father dies, there the Allah is the son could use that money to purchase his karbonis when he's finished. Okay, that's what the Mishnah is saying. If he became a Nazir after his father died, the money's gone. The money falls to Nadava. It's used to buy Ola for the Mizbeach. But if he was a Nazir simultaneous with his father died and never used the money, the money from the father could be used by the son to purchase his karbonos. Okay, that's the Mishnah. But a daughter, let's say the daughter in her father's lifetime says, Hareini Nazira, I'm a Nazir, and the father dies, the daughter cannot use the money. The son can use the money, the daughter cannot use the money. Okay? Somewhere says, my time or why? Why do we say the son can use, and the daughter cannot use? Here? You have to say it like this. It's like it's a getter of inheritance. It's Yerusha. Somewhere says, my time, Alochi, Benazir, it's Alocha. Alocha l'mishum Sinai. A son gets the money to purchase his karbonos. Daughter, Gemara says pshita. My remember the men yorish is oviv bas lo. What's the chiddush? You have to tell me what if there's a son. There's even a consideration what the daughter should. The daughter's not called the yorish if there's a son. You hear this? Reveal says halachim saying the son, not the daughter. Let's say when the man dies, he has a son and daughter. If you're going to tell me the daughter could use it, do I need halachim saying that the son, not the daughter? It's understood. A daughter is not a yorish if there's a son. What about if he dies? He only has a daughter. How do I know the daughter doesn't use the money? On that Rabbi Yochanan says, Halachim Shemi Sinai. Mal the same Yorish and Gemiru law. Since you may think the halach Mishinai is that the Yorish gets the money to cover the Nazirus. Kamash Malon, the halach Mishinai is only the son and not the daughter. Although there is no son. Yeah, that's the halach Mishinai. If there would be a son, there's no consideration the daughter would be able to use the money. Because a daughter in the place of a son is not a Yorish. Well, let's say there's no son, there's only a daughter. I would consider saying maybe the daughter should use the money. So that halach tells me no, only the son gets the money and not the daughter. Even though she's a Yorish for other things, but for the money of the Nazirus, only the son can use that money to buy his karbonos, not the daughter. Okay? Kumashulon halacha. Rabbi Yossi says in the Mishnah that if the father dies, if they're both Nazirim simultaneously, the father dies and he set aside money that the son can use it, right? But if he only became a Nazir after the father died, then he can't use it, right? That's the Mishnah. So what's is Rabbi Yossi coming to elucidate the Chachamim? Do the Chacham agree with Rabbi Yossi, or they're coming to maybe the Chacham hold a son can never use the money of the father, never, even if he becomes a Nazir, even if they were Nazir simultaneous. That's the Mar Shaila. Iboilu. Pligi Rabbona Leid Rabbi Yossi Lo Pligi. Rabbi Yossi is the one who differentiates whether he was a Nazir in his father's lifetime or was not a Nazir in his father's lifetime. Iboilu. Pligi Rabbona Leid Rabbi Yossi Lo Pligi. Vim Tipsloma Pligi. And if they are arguing, a Reisha or a Seifa? And if you want to say they're arguing, maybe a Reisha or a Seifa. Imtim so pligi, the Rabbana and a Reisha, Ksav Rabbi Yosef, Nodem Chayoviv, Eino Megalech V'amri, Rabbana Megalech B'cholinyin, or a Seifa, the Tony, the Nodar, Lachami. He had a question. The Reisha says that if the father dies, and what happens? And the son wants to be a Nazir afterwards, he cannot use the money. So we want to know where they're arguing. Are they arguing even in that case? Or even the second case? Okay, Aresha Polig. 1 second. Imtim Salom Pliga Aresha, who the Pligi Rabban Dam Sha'af Megalech al Nazir Soviv, though Shani Yidu, the Rabban Ben Reisha the Sefer, Ish Megalech al Nazir Soviv. Either way, our Sefer Pligi, Rabban is Fila Yibcha. Dilma Maidi Shmiele and Rabbi Yostam Reisha, the Einze Megalech al Naziris Oviv, Svirle, lo Rabbona ha Megalech. Maidi come Rabbi Yosef, Besev ha Megalech, Svirle, lo Rabbona Dena Megalech. It's just the opposite. Just the opposite. Are the Rabbana arguing the Reisha where Rabbi Yosef says you cannot, they say you can, or in the Sefer where Rabbi Yosef says you can, they say you can't? Toshma. Ketzar Omru, it says in the Mishnah, O ish megalech al Naziris Oviv, Misha Oviv Nazir, V'yifrish Mos, Oviv Mos, Naziruso Mes. Vom harini Nazir, Am Nasha Galeach, Al Mos Abo, Zeh Shemegalech al Mos Oviv, Avol Misha Oviv, und Zimhishish Oviv Mos, Naziruso Mes, Avrei Elu Yipul Ndova, Divrei Reb Yossi. So what does Reb Yossi say? He says, we're quoting a Brisa. Omru, O ish megalech al Naziris Oviv. When could a son use the money of the father? Mishay Oviv Nazir, Vifish Oviv Mos, Lizirus Umes. So when the father died, Vamarini Nazar Amnasha Galechal Mos or Abo. Then the son said, after the father, I'll be a Nazir if I can use my father's money. Hareze Megaleach Amos Oviv. Yeah, he could use it, which is not our Mishnah. Our Mishnah is not. Avo Mishay Oviv, Huv Oviv Nazirim, Vifish Oviv Mos, Liziruso. But if they were in Nazirim simultaneously, and the father set aside money for his Nazirus Umez, Hareil Yipul and Dover di Reb Yossi. Reb Yossi says that's what it falls to the Dover. Reb Elazar, Reb Meir, Reb Yudah Amru, Zeshu Megalech al Mos Aviv. No, just the opposite. Just the opposite. That if the father and him are simultaneous Nazirim, that's when the son can use the money. But if the father died before, not. 1 second. Okay. Now the Gemara is a new shayla. Boy Rabo, Yeshlo Shnei Bonim Nazirim. Yeah, this Mao. We have Alochem Sinai that the child can use the money of the father, right? What happens if he has two sons? Now, who can use the money? Yeshlo Shnei Bonim Nazirim. Mao Hilsa Gemirulon called the Kodem Gilach. Whoever's the first one who needs his korban, they can take the money. Odilno Yerusha Gemirulon. Opal Gahavi. Yeah, do we treat it as Yerusha? They divide the money, or do we say first come, first serve? Yerushalayim. Do we treat the money of the Naziris like Yerusha, therefore they divide, two sons they divide, or not? Two sons are equal, unless one's a Bechor. Right? The daughter's not an heir of the sons, but sons, they're all equal. Except the Bechor gets a double portion. It'd be the same shayla. Boy, Rovo, Bechoru Poshut. Yeah, next one. One's a Bechor, one's a Poshut. My Hilsa Gemirilon, Vilkoch Loboy Gluchi, Lufamai the Shokil, Odilma Yerushi, Keech the Shokil Pishnaim, Hochem Megaleach. What's the shayla? Hilkoch Loboy Gluchi, Lufamai the Shokil. So therefore, you don't get what you normally would take as a Yorish. The sons, they right. So what would you get? Yeah. Vilkach loboy gluchel from my dishakal. Dilma Yerushi reich dishok bishnaim hochem megaleach. Dem tim tzaloim Yerushahi ulefum dishokel megaleach ubechudel udislei bishnaim aber behegdish lo. Yeah, he's saying after it was already consecrated. Shenikra v'korban makshin lochol shok b'shnaim elocholkim b'neim b'shoveh. Odilma kevin the koni le'legiluach lo shno. Yeah. Yehu the koni le'pishnam le'galech ben hochanami le'nechaluko l'ach shikrivo korbaneim the mukdoshin hen shokel u'pishnayim. Oviv Nazir Olam. Oviv Nazir Olam who Nazir Stam. Oviv Nazir Stam who Nazir Olam my Kigemir Hilsa Bestam Nazirus Odilmalo Shno Tipsalom Ahocho Idividi Nazirus Tyro. Boy Ravashi Oviv Nazir Tome who Nazir Tor. Oviv Nazir Tor who Nazir Tome my taker. All this taker leaves it unresolved. Hajloch Misham Hadlon Hajloch Mishamar. Hajlon Hadlon Misham Hadlon. Bishami Omrim Hegdish Tos Hegdish Sul Omrim Ein Hegdish. Okay.